Warning: why your quiet presence is terrifying them, the Stoic Empath Protocol. Your silence just lit up their alarm system. No eye roll, no sigh, yet the room stiffened. You got labeled cold, or too zen to care. Clinical reality: a quiet, well-regulated presence triggers neuroception mismatches and threatens shaky status math. Low reactivity reads like leverage. It looks like non-compliance. It cuts off intermittent rewards that keep people hooked. We'll break this down clinically: polyvagal states, neuroception and arousal mismatch, status economics, why low arousal signals rank, and attachment alarms. Then a 4-step Stoic Empath Protocol with concrete scripts. Stay to the end for the Handshake test. 1.5, 2.0 SI contact, calibrated grip, clean release, to reset dynamics fast. The Biology of Intimidation, why quiet feels dangerous. To understand why your calm lands like a threat, we need to go back to how nervous systems decide what's safe before thoughts ever show up. Polyvagal theory calls it neuroception, an automatic scan for danger or connection. When you're regulated, breathing low and slow, shoulders easy, voice steady, you're in ventral engagement. But across from you, someone carrying unresolved activation is still in sympathetic mobilization. Your non-reaction registers as, why aren't they matching my arousal? Their body reads the mismatch as abandonment or dominance. Either way, danger. Here's where status economics kicks in. In groups, whoever stays least reactive often sets the frame. It's dominance without display. Silence reassigns bargaining power, not because you're posturing, but because you're not spending energy to convince, rescue, or chase. In zero-sum rooms, low arousal looks like leverage. People tracking rank unconsciously feel the floor tilt under their feet. Attachment systems layer more charge onto this. Anxious patterns look for cues of closeness and reassurance. Avoidant patterns guard against engulfment. Your neutrality can be misread as withholding by the anxious. You're pulling away. To the avoidant, your steady proximity can feel like scrutiny. You're reading me. Neither mapping is about you. It's their old alarm ringing through a new doorway. Meanwhile, shame looks for an exit. When people carry disowned traits, envy, grandiosity, fragility, your calm mirror reflects what they'd rather not see. Projection relocates that discomfort. You're judging me, or you think you're better. They're not lying. Their nervous system is trying to make sensation make sense. Accusation brings relief because it organizes the chaos. If you're the problem, they're not. Micro-behaviors tell the story long before words do. Stillness, eye cadence, blink rate, and prosody are read in milliseconds. A steady gaze that lands softly, a blink rate in the 12 to 20 per minute range, and a voice downshifted a couple semitones with longer vowels signal safety. But if someone's primed for threat, the same low arousal can be decoded as unflappable authority or unchallengeable control. The line is thin, and it moves. Attention is the currency of social bonding. Many relationships, teams, and families run on intermittent reinforcement, praise, withdrawal, praise, creating dopamine/oxytocin loops that keep everyone chasing the next hit. When you stop chasing, the supply chain stalls. Controlled protests follow, baiting, sarcasm, escalating bids for you to perform comfort on demand. Say something. Why so quiet? Are you upset? Your refusal to subsidize their regulation feels like a tax revolt. Now let's get concrete. Your breathing and voice are not just vibes, they're levers. A 4:2:6 pattern. Inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6, pulls you toward ventral engagement. If you stack a double sigh, 2 short inhales, 1 long exhale, you offload CO2 and reduce the feeling of internal pressure. Posture matters too. Feet planted, slight pelvic tilt, tongue resting on the palate. Tiny wobbles telegraph unease. No wobble reads as ground. Gaze is a dial, not a switch. Aim for a soft focus triangle across eyes and mouth. Track, don't drill. If someone's anxious, a warm nod and a slightly faster blink cadence from you can downshift their system. If someone's competing, elongating vowels by 5 to 10% and keeping your pitch a shade lower stabilizes the exchange without fixing. Prosody is how the body hears your story. Here's the twist most people miss. Your comm is provocative when it feels like a closed loop. Comm plus availability reads safe. Comm plus opacity reads superior. So the task is calibrated transparency. You hold your center and let a little effect through. Micro-validations are simple. I'm here, or I'm listening. Not a full performance. Just enough signal to let their nervous system stand down. Meanwhile, something else is happening under the table. Status psychology monitors who moves first. If you rush to fill silence, you pay the social homeostasis tax, doing the emotional labor that maintains others' comfort. When you don't, the hierarchy scrambles to reassign that job. Some will volunteer, others will punish. Both are adaptations to keep the system familiar. What nobody knew at the time in your last meeting, the one where you said almost nothing, is that 3 different alarm systems were competing. One colleague's anxious attachment was hunting for reassurance. Another's status sensitivity was scanning for rank threats. A third, carrying shame from a recent mistake, needed you to react so they'd feel less exposed. Your quiet touched all 3 maps. The accusation that followed, "You're disengaged," wasn't about engagement. It was about relief. This is the moment everything changes, if you notice the tells. Breath height high in the chest, shoulders lifted and locked, eyes pursuing yours a beat too fast, words accelerating. You're not dealing with ideas, you're dealing with arousal management. If you match their speed, you lose leverage and feed the loop. If you ghost, you confirm their story of abandonment. The middle path is regulated presence with consent-based warmth. Get this, your body can broadcast both steadiness and respect in under 5 seconds. Micro reset, gentle wrist squeeze, 1 full exhale, half-beat pause before speaking. Then a low arousal opener. "I'm here." Or, "I can track this." You're lending your nervous system, not selfhood. It's empathy without overfunctioning. To understand why the blowback feels moral, we need to go back to culture. Biology loads the gun. Our bodies prime us for misreads and protests. Culture pulls the trigger, teaching us which performances are owed, which silences are suspect, and who must pay the comfort tax. Now we step into that contract, the invisible social contract you're violating. While that was happening in your body, culture had already assigned you a job: perform comfort on cue. The unspoken rule sounds like this: if I'm uncomfortable, you fix it. Smell softer. Fill the gap. Offer a joke. Explain your face. Your quiet breaks that rule because it refuses on-demand co-regulation. Systems running on social homeostasis feel it like a tax revolt. Somebody has to pay the tension bill. If it isn't you, they'll draft a collector. Here's where the supply economy shows its teeth. Many groups run on the audience performer dyad. One person seeks fuel, attention, admiration, reassurance, while the room pays out in small, intermittent bursts. Unpredictable reinforcements are sticky. They wire us to keep pressing the lever. Your low reactive presence ends the show. No clapping, no booing, no laugh track. Without that schedule of surprises, the addict in the system panics. They don't just miss your praise, they miss the spike that proves they still control the climate. In enmeshment cultures, boundaries read as betrayal because identity is pooled. The message is simple: we're fused or we're enemies. Quiet autonomy violates the script. If you're not emoting with us, are you against us? Status gets traded for emotional labor compliance. You want access? Then mirror our highs, absorb our lows, and never show a separate center. When you don't, watch how quickly the words selfish, cold, or disloyal surface. Those aren't diagnostics, they're enforcement tools. Workplaces dress it in suits, but run the same math. Meetings are often theater, where loyalty gets signaled through bossity. Who agrees out loud? Who has energy? Silence in that arena isn't neutral. Through the lens of status economics, it reads as withholding allegiance or harboring dissent. A manager stares over the laptop and asks, "Thoughts?" That ask sometimes isn't about ideas, it's a pledged drive. Speak to prove you're in the tribe. If you don't, someone will translate for you. They seem disengaged. Translation: they didn't tithe into the comfort fund. Family systems put it on a shrine. If you grew up in a house where someone's mood ran the weather, you learned fast that your job was barometer and buffer. Parentification recruits kids into emotional supply lines. Manage mom's anxiety, preempt dad's eruption, keep the peace at any cost. When you stop paying with hyper-attunement as an adult, the system feels a loss of income. Guilt shows up as invoices. You know how your sister gets. We just need you to smooth this over. Why are you making this hard? Your ease, your unhurried breath at dinner, exposes old unpaid debts. Unknown to them, across town in your group chat, the same contract hides jokes. Sarcasm stacks when silence enters. Your slow reply gets screen capped in a side thread. Guess we bored the monk. The joke is a leash. They're trying to tug you back into the old rhythm. Fast, reactive, unfiltered. Couple that with baiting screenshots and manufactured consensus, and silence becomes a vote you didn't intend to cast. The dyad needs you on stage. Off stage, you threaten the lighting. This decision to stop performing comfort will haunt the system because you just repriced attention. When attention becomes stewardship instead of extraction, every interaction has to renegotiate its terms. Some people will recalibrate. They'll match your pace, accept your no, and meet your eyes without trying to pry. Others will escalate theatrics to force a discount. Louder bids, pointed sighs, meetings after the meeting, triangulation. They aren't villains. They're investors defending a portfolio. Get this, most backlash arrives wearing ethics. If you cared, you'd speak. If you were a team player, you'd jump in. If you were honest, you'd emote. These are moral frames used to collect a compliance fee. The appeal isn't to truth, it's to belonging. Argue the content, and you've already paid. The frame itself is the trap. So what pays instead? Calibrated transparency. You can refuse the role without desecrating the bond. A single sentence returns signal without surrender. I'm tracking you, and I want to think before I weigh in. That sentence meets the social need, contact, acknowledgement, while protecting your center. You didn't perform comfort. You offered presence with boundaries. While that was happening in the conference room, note who deputizes themselves interpreter. Insecure leaders spook at opacity. They recruit allies. Did you notice? I'm concerned. And suddenly your quiet is a group project. Triangulation restores predictability for them and isolates you. One counter is a one-voice clarification sent to the right person, not the crowd. I was listening and needed data. Here's my input by 3 p.m. No defense, just clarity attached to action. 3 days earlier, something subtle occurred that will matter later. You skipped explaining your face. You didn't smile to soothe, overnod to agree, or speed your words to show enthusiasm. You simply named your lane. That's the inflection point where the social contract either expands to include adult-to-adult relating, or it collapses back into parent-child scripts. If it collapses, you'll hear it. You've changed. Good. That's the point. In the aftermath, the system will test your resolve. Expect a protest followed by a quiet rebalancing if you stay consistent and kind. If you spike, over-explain, apologize for existing, or counterattack, you teach the room that you can be yanked back into the old economy. If you disappear entirely, you confirm the abandonment story. The way through is low arousal, high clarity, short utterances. You're not a wall. You're a door with hinges that work. Culture wrote the contract, but you write your terms. Knowing the rules doesn't free you, applying them does. To do that, you'll need a clean diagnostic, so you don't mistake avoidant shutdown for grounded presence. Now we separate stoic empathy from armored indifference. Shadow projections. How your calm becomes their accusation. Here's where it gets slippery. The moment you stop paying the comfort tax, the shadow shows up with receipts. Calm gets rebranded as contempt. Neutrality turns into an insult they can point at. They aren't making this up out of thin air. They're pulling from humiliation maps etched years ago. A teacher's cool stare. A parent's silent treatment. A coach's folded arms after a missed shot. Your steady face fits an old template. The person who knew, who judged, who withheld. Their body remembers. Their words rationalize. Meanwhile, moral inflation kicks in because morality is a fast way to seize power. If they can frame your boundary as an ethical failure, they no longer have to negotiate with you. They can correct you. It's wrong to sit there and say nothing while we're struggling. It's unfair not to share how you feel. The content sounds principled. The function is leverage. Your no becomes selfishness. Your silence becomes dishonesty. This turns a preference into a sin, so the pressure feels righteous. Then comes the burden shift, the core move in gaslighting mechanics. Instead of debating the issue at hand, you're suddenly defending your right to exist in the space as you are. Prove you care. Explain why your tone isn't condescending. The goal isn't truth, it's fatigue. If you argue long enough about your tone or your blink rate, the original demand, perform comfort, slides back in unnoticed. You're so busy proving benign intent that you end up paying the bill you declined 10 minutes ago. While that duel is tiring you out, watch for triangulation. Silence spooks insecure leaders because opacity blocks prediction. To restore control, they bring in witnesses. A few of us noticed, people are concerned. Now your calm is a community concerned by proxy. It's not just you and them, it's us versus your vibe. The hidden aim is to recruit the room as a nervous system amplifier. If they can get 3 heads nodding, you'll speed up. If you speed up, they win the frame. You're reactive after all. Let's anchor this in micro stories, because this stuff doesn't live in theory. It lives in kitchens, hallways, and pixels. Breakfast call. Your phone buzzes at 7:12 a.m. A colleague launches into a monologue about yesterday's meeting. You listen, breathing steady. You say, "I'll send notes by noon." They pause. You always sound so detached. That word, always, slides history into the call. What they're unconsciously saying is, "Match my panic, so I don't feel alone." You don't. So they escalate. It's like you think you're above this. That's projection wearing a uniform. Hallway stare. After a tense presentation, you're packing your bag. Someone lingers. They hold your eyes a beat too long, testing. You give a warm nod and a small, "Good work in there." They reply, "I couldn't tell if you approved." Your comm didn't supply a fix or a medal. In their body, uncertainty equals danger. The stare is a bid to retrieve reassurance without asking for it. If you flood them with prosocial noise to soothe, you train them to escalate bids next time. If you walk off, you confirm their abandonment script. Group chat aftermath. Last night, the thread popcorning with takes. You typed once, "I'll respond tomorrow." You didn't. This morning, a side channel formed. Screenshots. Sarcasm. Monastery hours. The swarm isn't about your content. It's about restoring the old schedule. Fast replies, hot dopamine. You broke the slot machine. They're jiggling the lever. Notice the moral frame sneaking in as etiquette. Basic respect is replying. Respect is the banner. Obedience is the toll. So what do you do when comm is repackaged as accusation? First, name the map without diagnosing the person. It seems my pace reads as distance. I'm present, and I won't speed up. That sentence offers contact and clarity, without buying the premise that you owe performance. Then watch for the burden flip. If you hear, "So justify your tone," refuse the courtroom. I'm focused on the substance. I'll send specifics by noon. No defense, just action tethered to a timeline. When moral inflation shows up, if you cared, you'd speak up right now. Separate care from compliance. I care, and I choose clarity over speed. That, and is the hinge. It returns dignity to both sides while declining theatre. If triangulation begins, others are worried. Cut the triangle into a line. Loop them in explicitly, or let's keep this between us. I'll write my position and share it with names attached. Projection thrives in fog. It withers in documented air. Here's a human moment you'll want in your pocket. The 5% warmth ad. When someone accuses you of contempt, give them one concrete, present tense signal. I'm here, and I'm listening. Don't add autobiography. Don't swear allegiance. A single, anchored cue tells their nervous system there's a person in the room, not a stone wall. That's often enough to drop their shoulders 2 millimeters. You'll see it in their blink rate and hear it in their vowels. Remember, none of this makes them villains. These are bodies solving for old pain with the tools they learned. Your job as a Stoic empath isn't to fix their map. It's to refuse the projection target while offering clean connection. Low arousal, high clarity, short utterances. You aren't superior. You're steady. You're not withholding. You're choosing pace. And you're not silent. You're selective. Knowing this is one thing. Operating cleanly is another. To run the protocol without turning into a porch light with the bulb unscrewed, you need a diagnostic. Are you in grounded openness? Or have you slid into dorsal freeze and called it wisdom? That's our next pass. Diagnostic. Are you a Stoic empath or a shutdown avoidant? 3 years earlier in a different office, you called your distance boundaries, but it was actually a freeze. That's the trap. Dorsal collapse can look like wisdom from the outside. So here's the split screen. On the left, Stoic empathy, grounded openness, low arousal, high clarity, choice intact. On the right, shutdown avoidant, low arousal because the system has pulled the plug, contact minimized to avoid sensation, choice narrowed to escape. Same quiet, different nervous systems. Start with signal maps. A Stoic empath broadcasts availability without leakage. You'll hear it in short, concrete phrases that land. I'm here. I'll respond at 3. That matters. The body supports it, feet planted, breath low, eyes soft with brief, consistent contact. A shutdown avoidant broadcasts absence in disguise. Replies come as abstracts or deflections. It's fine. Whatever. Do what you want. The body flattens, eyes glaze or dart, breath thins up high, posture collapses or armors. One invites contact with limits. The other avoids contact and calls it calm. Run a body scan. Ventral engagement feels like steadiness with options. Shoulders are unripped, belly moves on the exhale, jaw has slack, and your field of vision is wide. Dorsal freeze feels like sinking in fog. Limbs feel heavy or far away. Breath goes quiet to the point you forget to breathe out, and sounds feel distant. If you need a quick tell, can you feel the floor through your feet and your tongue behind your front teeth? If yes, you're likely in ventral. If both are numb, you're closer to shutdown. Now the curiosity test. A Stoic empath can lean in one step without losing center. You can ask, "Tell me more," and stay present in your body. Curiosity expands your window. A shutdown avoidant hears bids as threats to autonomy. Questions land like hooks. When asked to lean in, your system preps an exit. You'll feel it as micro-urge to check your phone, change the subject, intellectualize, or make a joke. Curiosity collapses into tactics. Repair speed is next. Everyone ruptures. The question is how fast you can re-enter connection without burning yourself down. Stoic empathy returns with a small, well-aimed bid. "I got heated. I'm ready to talk content." Or, "I needed time. Here's my position." The body reopens, blink rate normalizes, shoulders drop. Avoidant shutdown either ghosts or offers a token re-entry with no substance. We're good while staying far. Or it swings to overcompensate. Grand gestures that avoid the actual repair. The speed isn't just time, it's quality of recontact. Here's a micro-story. You and your partner argue about a plan. 20 minutes later, Stoic empathy texts, "I care about this. I'll call at 6 to map next steps." The call happens. Tone is even, agenda is clear, there's one concrete agreement. Avoidant shutdown waits until the next day, sends a meme, then pretends nothing happened. When pressed, the voice goes flat. "I don't want to fight." That isn't peace, it's suppression. The conflict burrows. Resentment accrues interest. Use the 3 questions litmus anytime you're unsure. Am I signaling safety, choice, and dignity? Safety. Did I show I'm not a threat to your nervous system? Choice. Did I offer options or impose outcomes? Dignity. Did I treat both of us as ends, not means? A Stoic empath can answer yes to all 3, even while holding a hard line. I can't say yes to this timeline. We can do A or B. I respect the work here. Shutdown says no by disappearing or by issuing non-negotiables without context. No. End of story. That keeps you safe by eliminating contact, not by regulating it. Watch your prosody. Stoic empathy downshifts pitch slightly and elongates vowels just enough to be heard as steady, not sleepy. You may add a 5% warmth cue, "I'm listening," to keep the loop open. Avoidant shutdown often flattens prosody into monotone or clips words short to shorten exposure. The other person's body reads that clipped edge as contempt, even when you don't mean it. Check your decision tree under pressure. A Stoic empath can choose between 3 moves: escalate warmth, hold center, or exit on purpose. You'll hear, "Do you want my take or just space?" Or "Let's keep it on X." Or "I'm stepping out, I'll return at 2. Shutdown has one reflex: exit. It dresses it as logic. This isn't productive. But there's no stated return, no anchor, no warmth. The exit is absence, not boundary. Here's a field test you can run today. In a low-stakes chat, hold soft eye contact for about 1.5 seconds, nod once, and paraphrase a single sentence with a 5% clarity add. Notice your body. If that sequence feels doable and your breath stays low, you're in Stoic empathy territory. If your chest climbs, your eyes want to flee, and your mind scrambles for exits, you're flirting with shutdown. No shame, just data. One more tell: how you metabolize silence alone. Stoic empathy uses solitude to recalibrate, breath practice, movement, sleep, a short journal on what matters tomorrow. Shutdown uses solitude to disappear. Scrolling until 2 a.m., skipping meals, avoiding calls you owe. Both look quiet from the outside. Only one builds capacity. If this diagnostic stings, good. It's a map, not a verdict. You can move from armored indifference to grounded openness with practice. Once you know your baseline, you can calibrate the protocol. Regulate, read, the 4 Stoic Empath Protocol, so your quiet lands as presence, you've got your baseline, not absent, and you know the traps. Now we turn calm into a craft. For moves, always in this order when possible. Regulate, read, relate, redirect. Think of them as gears. If one slips, the others grind. If they mesh, you carry presence into hard rooms without leaking power or empathy. Regulate. You set your nervous system before you set the conversation. The goal isn't serenity, it's steerability. You get there with pre-social prep, breath, gaze, stance, voice. A 4:2:6 breath establishes ventral tone. The double sigh offloads pressure, and the posture triangle stops micro-wobble, so your body stops signaling threat. Gaze lives in the eyes. Mouth triangle. Blink between 12 and 20 a minute. Prosody down a couple semitones with a 5 to 10% vowel lengthen. None of that is theater. It's a safety flag your body waves for every other body in the room, including yours. Read. Once you're steerable, you map the landscape. You're scanning 3 planes in under 10 seconds. Attachment pattern, status threat, and group norms. Breath height tells you arousal. Shoulder set tells you readiness to fight or fold. Eye pursuit tells you if you're being hunted for reassurance or for rank. Word velocity tells you if content has been replaced by discharge. You ask silently, who's center of gravity here? What comfort are they demanding I perform? Is this a room that taxes attention or respects boundaries? From that, you pick a lane, add warmth, hold center, or create an exit. Relate. You offer contact without leaking control. That means consent-based engagement and micro-validations delivered with minimal effect. Quick check. Do you want my take or just space? Gives choice without surrendering your timeline. Name the emotion, name the effort, name the boundary. You worked hard on this. I hear frustration. I'll need until 3. Mirror once, add 5% clarity, stop. You're lending your regulation, not your biography. If rupture happens, repair quickly without self-abandonment. I spoke too fast. Here's my clearer position. It's warmth without collapse. Redirect. When warmth isn't enough, you move the energy. Use the 3-beat boundary, acknowledge, limit, offer alternative. It prevents over-explaining and keeps agency on both sides. I get that you want real-time answers. I won't decide now. Let's pick between A or B by 5. Time boxing protects cognitive bandwidth. I've got 8 minutes. What's most useful? Agenda anchors keep the river in its banks. Let's keep it on X. Y deserves its own slot. If pressure rises, climb the escalation ladder. Soft no, firm no, consequence. Map to status economics so clarity preserves rank without aggression. And if all else fails, exit with dignity. I'm stepping out to keep this productive. I'll rejoin at 2 with notes. Guiding principles sit under all 4. Low arousal, high clarity, short utterances. Low arousal stops the sympathetic contagion. High clarity reduces projection space. Short utterances deny the gaslight its oxygen. Every sentence earns its oxygen by moving contact or content forward. If a sentence does neither, don't say it. Here's how the gears work in sequence. You walk into a meeting humming with fast talk and high chests. Regulate first, double sigh at the door, shoulders drop, eyes soft. Read. One person is scanning for rank, another is hungry for reassurance. The group norm is loud agreement. Relate. Quick check. Do you want my take now or after I run numbers? That line offers contact and choice. If they lunge, now, but you pay the quality tax by rushing, redirect. I get the urgency. I'll send a page by 3. That's how we get accuracy. You didn't fight the current, you set the route. In a family kitchen, the script rhymes but the moves stay the same. Regulate with a quiet breath and a planted stance before you walk in. Read the bids. Guilt as bond sounds like you never. While protest drummers ask for rescue. Relate with a microdose. I hear how much this matters. Redirect with the 3-beat. I love you. I'm not hosting this year. I can help with A or B. If triangulation starts, climb the ladder gently. I won't discuss them without them. If we need a plan, let's put all names on a call. In romance, the window is closer to the skin. Regulate so your partner's nervous system can borrow steadiness. Read protest behaviors without pathologizing them. Rapid texting, testing silence, jealousy pokes. Relate by returning signal. I'm here. Do you want comfort or a plan? Redirect if the test escalates. I care, and I won't respond to midnight ultimatums. Let's talk at 10. You're protecting the bond by protecting the frame. One last lens. The 4 rupees are not a script you recite. They're a posture you occupy. If you skip regulate, you'll relate with a shaky hand and overpromise. If you skip red, you'll use the wrong tool, validating a status play or boundarying a grief wave. If you skip relate, you'll redirect lands as punishment. If you skip redirect, you'll drown in empathy debt. Run them in order. Make them muscle memory. Then we'll build each are into drills you can do in 5 breaths flat. R1. Regulate. Somatic baseline engineering. 3 days earlier, you walked into a room hot with hurry and felt the pull to match it. This time you don't. Regulation starts before the first word, outside the doorframe. Breath sets the floor, so you stack it on purpose. Inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6. Do it twice. Then add the double sigh. 1 small inhale, a second sip, long exhale. Feel the pressure drop behind your ribs. That's ventral tone turning the lights back on. You didn't find calm, you engineered steerability. Now build the posture triangle. Feet about hip width, weight balanced across big toe, pinky toe, heel. Slight pelvic tilt, so the spine stacks without effort. Tongue resting on the palate, behind your front teeth. It sounds trivial until you notice what it does. It stops the micro wobble. Wobble reads as I might bolt. No wobble reads as I'm here. Your body's broadcasting a safety flag your mouth doesn't have to carry. Gaze next. You're not drilling holes, you're tracing a soft triangle. Left eye, right eye mouth. Let your eyes land and leave like waves, not darts. Set your blink cadence between 12 and 20 a minute. Faster if you're easing someone keyed up. Slower if you're stabilizing a room that's racing. That blink metronome tells their nervous system, we have time. Meanwhile, your own system hears the same message and stands down. Prosody is the quiet lever most people ignore. Slide your pitch down a notch or two, not movie trailer low, just grounded. Stretch your vowels by 5 to 10%. Suddenly your words carry ease without syrup. Bodies hear prosody before content. If your vowels are clipped, you sound like a door slamming. If they're too long, you lull people into suspicion. Land in the pocket where steadiness feels human. I'm here, not I'm above this. Add 1 micro reset, you can hit under fire. Gentle wrist squeeze, full exhale, half beat before speaking. That half beat is the difference between reaction and choice. It interrupts sympathetic momentum without making a show of calming down, which often reads as performance. You're just buying 1 beat of sovereignty, then spending it on purpose. While that's happening on the outside, check the inside. Ventral engagement has tells. Shoulders unrip, belly moves on exhale, jaw slackens, peripheral vision opens. If you feel your breath crawl up into your chest and your field narrow, you're sliding toward mobilization. Stack 1 more 4:2:6 and widen your eyes slightly. Not in surprise, just enough to take in more room. The body follows the field it sees. Here's a micro story. You answer the breakfast call you used to dread. Before, hello, you do 1 breath stack and rest your tongue on your palate. The voice on the other end is fast, clipped, hunting reassurance. You nod. Yes, people can hear nods. Then downshift your vowels. I can track this. I'll send you a page by noon. Their inhale lengthens. You didn't fix the problem. You lent a regulated rhythm. 10 seconds. No sermon. In a hallway after a tough presentation, someone approaches with eyes that chase. You run the gaze law, soft triangle, 1 warm nod, and match blink cadence slightly faster to downshift their arousal. Your sentence is short, concrete, and paced. Strong draft. I'll email edits at 2. Watch their shoulders drop a hair. That's prosody and timing doing the heavy lift. You didn't pour comfort. You poured clarity through a safe channel. Regulation isn't aloofness. It's calibrated availability. You can make yourself safe to approach without opening the gates to invasion. Try this line when a room demands speed you won't pay for. I'm here, and I'll think before I weigh in. Pitch a shade lower, vowels a shade longer. That, and is the hinge their body needs. Contact without collapse. When the room spikes, fight the urge to over-explain your calm. Over-explaining is arousal in disguise. Instead, let your timing carry meaning. A half-beat pause says, I'm not rushing. A measured exhale says, I'm not stuck. If someone reads that as contempt, give a 5% warmth add. I'm listening. Then anchor with a time-bound action. Warmth plus anchor is how regulation shows up as leadership, not mysticism. Don't forget your stance when seated. Feet planted, pelvis on your sit bones, low back gently long. No crossing ankles into a pretzel that screams protect. On video, your virtual handshake is camera gaze for about 1.5 seconds, soft eyes, prosody downshifted. Let your first sentence be 1 clause, not 3. Bandwidth is thin on screens. Prosody has to do more work. Here's the 30-second drill you'll use all week. Before a meeting, 2 rounds of 4:2:6, 1 double sigh, shoulders roll down. Enter with gaze soft. First utterance under 8 words. If challenged, micro reset, wrist squeeze, exhale, half beat. Then answer with 1 sentence that sets a boundary and a timeline. Track their blink rate. If it slows, you're lending regulation. If it speeds, add a tiny warmth cue without changing your boundary. One more human moment to pocket. After a heated email hits, don't type. Stand. Plant. Double sigh. Read it aloud in a pitch 2 semitones lower than your reactive voice. Then say out loud, I'll respond at 3. Put it in your calendar. Your body just learned that emails don't drive your breath. You do. Regulate isn't first by accident. Without it, you'll read threat into noise and pour empathy where a boundary belongs. With it, you'll hear what's being asked beneath the ask. Breath, stance, gaze, prosody, micro-resets. This is your pre-flight. With your baseline stable, you can finally read the room without losing yourself in it. R2, read, threat mapping and attachment patterning. Reading isn't mind reading, it's body reading. You've regulated. Now you scan. Foretells in 10 seconds. Breath height, shoulder set, I pursuit, word velocity. High breath sits in the upper chest and sounds like sentences that end short. Low breath lives in the belly and lengthens vowels. Shoulder set clocks threat readiness. Lifted and locked means bracing. Dropped and broad means available. I pursuit shows motive. Do their eyes chase yours for reassurance? Or do they track the room for rank? Word velocity tells you whether ideas are present or if arousal has hijacked syntax. That's your dashboard. To understand why this matters, remember, content rides on state. If you treat state-driven speech like a debate, you'll argue with adrenaline. If you meet state with signal, you'll get content back. So while you're hearing words, you're mapping needs. Anxious attachment drops bids for closeness. Fast questions, quick, are you there? Texts, eyes that seek your micro-reactions. Avoidant attachment drops exits. Gaze aversion, topic hops, hands to pockets. It's fine, in a thinner voice. Disorganized patterns swing. Lean in, then bolt. Ask for help, then attack the offer. None of this is character, it's patterning. Here's the attachment decode in everyday scenes. Anxious at work sounds like, quick thoughts? Any feedback? Just checking you saw my email. Their breath rides high. Words come stacked. Eyes ping to your face after every clause. The read, they're asking, am I safe with you? The move, give one consent cue and one anchor. I see it. Do you want my take now or by 3? You offered choice and a clock. Their shoulders will often drop a notch. Avoidant in romance looks like tidy logic around raw edges. We don't need to talk about this now. With a clipped prosody and a body turned half away. Breath goes quiet. Eyes scan the middle distance. The jaw holds still. The read, proximity feels like a trap. The move, lower the cost of contact. 2 minutes, one topic, then a break. You framed safety and choice. If they still exit, you don't chase. You mark a return. I'll check in at 9. Disorganized in families shows as whiplash. Your sibling texts 12 times in an hour, then goes dark, then posts a subtweet. In person, their eyes chase, then go hard. Shoulders swing between caved and cocked. The read, their body doesn't trust any route. The move, slow the metronome and make the lanes clear. I'll read everything at 5. If you want a call, text call. If you want space, text space. You're handing them rails. Status threat runs alongside attachment. Scan who's center of gravity, who others look at before they nod, who speaks and gets silence, who summarizes and everyone follows. Watch approval taxes, whose ideas travel only if that person co-signs them. Notice bids for rank, interruption stacking, summary seizing, as I already said tags. High shoulders near that person. People are bracing around the throne. Now sniff the contract. Ask yourself, what comfort are they demanding I perform? Reassure me now. Agree out loud. Speed up for me. Emote on cue. Translate your quiet. If the demand is explicit, good, you can negotiate. If it's ambient, better, you can set a norm. I'll speak after I've run numbers. I won't decide in this meeting. I'll respond by end of day. You're replacing a vague comfort tax with a clean policy. Use the decision tree once you've scanned. Option 1, escalate warmth. That's for high anxious maps where content is present but arousal edges it. Add a 5% prosody softener and a consent question. I'm here. Do you want reflection or a plan? Option 2, hold center. That's for status plays and rooms that tax attention. Keep your pitch grounded, blink steady, say one sentence that anchors scope and time. Let's keep it on X, I'll send Y by 4. Option 3, exit. That's for disorganized whiplash or bad faith loops. Exit with dignity and a door back. I'm stepping out to keep this productive. I'll rejoin at 2 with notes. Parallel to that, watch. Microecology. Breath height contagion spreads fast. If 3 people's chests are high, the 4th will rise to match. You can interrupt contagion by narrating pace without policing. I'm going to slow this down so we don't miss details. Shoulders will often fall on cue. Eye pursuit can be redirected by distributing gaze. Land briefly on each speaker's eyes. Mouth triangle, then the table. You're saying, no one has to chase me. I'm here with all of you. Word velocity matters most when substance is thin. If sentences stack without nouns and land on, you're in discharge, not design. Don't shame it. Reframe the lane. Let's put this in a 1-pager. Goal, constraints, options. You just moved from limbic bleed to prefrontal structure. Micro-story, hallway after the pitch. You see high breath, locked shoulders, eyes chasing. Decision tree says warmth. I'm here. Want reaction now or after lunch? They exhale. After lunch. A second person cuts in. But what did you think? Status bid. You hold center. I'll send notes at 2. Prosody stays low. Blink cadence steady. No sermon. Another scene. Group chat baiting you at midnight. Attachment and status are fused. Attention addiction plus performative rank. You read the contract. Speed is loyalty. You decline. I'll weigh in tomorrow. Then you actually do, at 10, with a short, clear message. Your pace becomes a norm stick others can lean on. One more read skill. Name the demand neutrally when it's safe. It sounds like you want me to decide now to lower anxiety. I won't. Here's the timeline. You're not diagnosing. You're translating the nervous system ask into adult terms. Reading isn't performance. It's choosing the right gear. You already built the baseline. Now you notice the tells, decode the attachment bids and status math. Identify the unspoken contract, then choose warmth, center, or exit. Reading lets you choose. Now we choose to relate. R3, relate, warmth without leak. Reading let you choose. Relating lets you connect without paying the old tax. The aim here isn't performance. It's signal. Enough warmth to keep the loop open. Zero leak that blurs your center. You're lending steadiness, not surrendering steering. Start with consent. Consent is the on-ramp to adult-to-adult contact. A single question flips the power dynamic from demand to choice. Quick check. Do you want my take or just space? If they say space, you honor it and set a return. I'll check in at 2. If they want your take, you still pace it. Consent shrinks defensiveness because control moved from take it from me to choose it with me. Now validation, but in microdoses. Think of 3 tiny names. Name the emotion, name the effort, name your boundary. You're frustrated. You worked hard. I'll need until 3. That's 3 pebbles, not a boulder. You didn't therapize. You confirmed reality, affirmed labor, and protected capacity. The nervous system hears, seen, respected, predictable. It settles without you overfunctioning. Boundaried empathy is the backbone. Use this hinge. I can sit with that. I can't fix that. You're saying, your pain is real, your agency is intact, and my role has edges. It prevents the slide from presence into rescue. Try it in romance when protest shows up. I can sit with your worry. I can't promise minute-by-minute updates. Then anchor. I'll text at 8. 1 sentence of feeling, 1 sentence of limit, 1 sentence of time. Done. Neutral mirroring is your mirror that doesn't distort. Paraphrase once, add 5% clarity, stop. You're saying the timeline feels unrealistic because 2 dependencies moved. That 5% is the word dependencies. It organizes the chaos without grabbing the wheel. Then stop. Over-mirroring becomes performance. Under-mirroring becomes opacity. 1 pass is plenty. Repair without self-abandonment happens in under 10 words. I spoke fast, here's my clearer take. You didn't bleed apology. You didn't write autobiography. You owned impact and returned to content. If you sense their system softening, drop a 5% warmth cue. I'm here. And move on. Repair that drags becomes theater. Keep it brisk and embodied. Let's ground this in a scene. Hallway after the pitch, your teammates' eyes chase yours. You regulated and read. Now relate. Quick check. Want my reaction now or at 2? They breathe. At 2. Add a micro-validation. You carried the room. Then boundary. I'll send 1 page. That's consent, warmth, and scope in 15 seconds. Their blink rate slows. You protected both dignity and deliverables. Another micro-story. Your partner texts at midnight. Are you even into this? The old you writes a novel. The Stoic Empath relates without leak. I care. I won't text at midnight. Call at 10. Emotion named, limit set, door offered. If a volley arrives, wow, cold. You resist the courtroom. You add one warmth cue. I'm here tomorrow. And you keep the frame. By morning, the charge is lower and the talk is possible. People will try to make relating a speed test. Don't sprint. Use one-sentence bridges that acknowledge need and buy you time. I want to think and give you a real answer. I'm listening and won't decide right now. Those lines satisfy the body's need for contact while protecting quality. You return signal without renting your nervous system out. In teams, consent openers prevent defensive summaries. Do you want blue sky ideas or constraints first? If they choose blue sky, you share 3 headlines, not 30. If constraints first, you name 2 blockers and 1 path. Add microvalidation to prevent collapse. You pulled a lot together fast, then boundary. I'll refine one piece by 4. No gush, no ice, just human. Watch for warmth leaks disguised as care. Over-explaining, excessive nodding, tone softening into syrup. Those are appeasement tells. They're not empathy, they're fear. Swap them for crisp presence. 1 nod per clause is enough. Keep your vowels steady, not stretched. If you feel the urge to justify, micro-reset, wrist squeeze, exhale, half-beat. Then deliver 1 precise sentence. Here's a trapdoor to avoid. Translating someone's feelings into your biography. When I was in your shoes, sounds kind but pulls the focus off their map. Instead, locate and label the lever they need. Sounds like you want a clear next step. Then give one. Or, seems like you want witness, not a fix. Then sit, breathe, and hold the line. Empathy is about their nervous system, not your story. Relating in conflict requires generosity without collapse. Offer 1, and sentence to stitch care to boundary. I respect the urgency, and I'm choosing accuracy. I see you're hurt, and I won't do insults. And prevents the binary trap, care or boundary. You're modeling adultness, both at once. If triangulation tries to recruit you, others think you're distant. Relate cleanly without leak. Loop them in, and I'll respond in writing. Then add a small present tense signal. I'm here. You give 1 drop of warmth and demand daylight. Projection loses oxygen. 1 last drill for this gear. In your next live exchange, do this sequence. Consent opener, 1 microvalidation, 1 boundary with time, 1 neutral mirror stop. That's 4 sentences max. Then let silence do the rest. If the other person's shoulders drop and words slow, you landed it. If they escalate, you're ready for redirect. Warmth without leak isn't fragile. It's precise. Redirect. It keeps the loop boundaries open while your spine stays escapes. Relating kept the loop open. Redirect keeps you from getting swallowed. This is where you move energy without spiking arousal or leaking authority. Think of redirect as traffic control. You acknowledge what's on the road, you set a speed limit, and you point to the next off-ramp. No horns, no chase. Start with the 3-beat boundary, acknowledge, limit, offer alternative. It's simple because simple survives pressure. Acknowledge names reality without conceding control. I hear you want a decision now. Limit states your line cleanly. I won't decide in this meeting. Offer preserves agency on both sides. We can choose A or B by 5. 3 beats, 20 seconds, 0 sermon. Over-explaining invites cross-examination. Clarity ends depositions. Time boxing is your second lever. Attention is a scarce resource. Protect it. When a spiral starts, shrink the container. I've got 8 minutes. What's most useful? You just force prioritization. If they wander, you steer gently. We've got 4 minutes left. Pick the one thing. Their nervous system hears the clock and reorients. Your own system stays within capacity. Agenda anchors stop rivers from flooding. You draw banks with 1 sentence. Let's keep it on X. Y deserves its own slot. That line dignifies Y while refusing to cram it into X. In practice, we're scoping timeline today. Compensation is a separate conversation. If someone insists, you show the ledger. Happy to schedule comp Friday. Today we ship milestones. You're not dodging, you're sequencing. Escalation ladders keep you from jumping straight to a hammer. Start soft. I'm a no for now. If pressure holds, firm it up. I'm a no to that path. If the bid continues, add a consequence that preserves rank without aggression. If we keep circling, I'll step out and return with a written option. Status economics reads that as leadership. Clear, predictable, non-theatrical. No one loses face, the frame tightens. Exit protocols are your last resort. not your first impulse. Exits without doors back feel like punishment. Exits with anchors feel like stewardship. Use a format that names intent and return. I'm stepping out to keep this productive. I'll rejoin at 2 with notes. You protected the task and the tie. If someone calls it avoidance, don't defend. Repeat the anchor. 2 p.m. with notes. Then leave. Let's ground this in a hallway scene. A colleague corners you. We need your buy-in now. You run the 3-beat. I get the urgency. I won't decide in the hall. Put A or B in a 1-pager. I'll pick by 5. They push, so you don't care. Time box. I've got 3 minutes. Do you want guidance on A or B? They exhale. A. Agenda anchor. 1 constraint, 1 path. You just moved from noise to choice in under a minute. In a family kitchen, a holiday triangle forms. You need to talk to your brother for me. Acknowledge. I hear this is heavy. Limit. I won't mediate. Offer. If you want a joint call, I'll be on at 6. If guilt rises, so you're abandoning family, climb the ladder gently. I care, and I'm still a no to triangles. If they persist, consequence. If this stays about him when he's not here, I'll end the call and text you times for a 3-way. You didn't moralize. You managed flow. In romance, redirect protects love from tests. If you won't answer now, what's the point? Acknowledge. I get that waiting is hard. Limit. I won't debate by text at midnight. Offer. Call at 10, I'll be present. If the volley continues, so you don't care. Firm no. I won't keep texting. Then exit with anchor. 10 a.m. Your steadiness becomes the metronome the relationship borrows. Group chats reward reactivity. Redirect rewires the slot machine. Bait lands. Thoughts. At 11:47 p.m. acknowledge. I see the thread. Limit. I won't weigh in tonight. Offer. I'll post a 1-paragraph take by 10. If snark arrives, monastery hours, don't feed it. Agenda anchor. We're deciding X. I'll propose 2 options in the morning. Then actually deliver. Your reliability teaches the room a new cadence. Here's a micro-story at work. A senior seizes the summary. As I already said, and reframes your point. You redirect rank without a duel. Acknowledge. Write speed matters. Limit the hijack by reclaiming scope. I'm holding the accuracy lane. Offer a merge. 2 options. Fast with risk or slower with checks. I recommend B. We hit Friday. You gave deference to the value they named and kept ownership of your lane. Status appeased, frame intact. Watch your prosody while you redirect. Downshift pitch a notch, elongate vowels 5%, and keep sentences short. Long sentences leak control and invite interruptions. Short, grounded lines land as non-negotiable without heat. If someone talks over you, don't spike. Half-beat pause, then reissue the boundary. I'll finish, then choose A or B. You're modeling tempo, not asserting volume. When redirecting, people pleasers over-explain. Set a 60-second rule for any justification. If you can't say it in a sentence and a breath, you're probably bleeding reassurance. Swap explanation for structure. I'm a note to today, Thursday works. If pressed for reasons you don't owe, pivot to impact. Saying yes now costs quality. I won't trade that. Facts over autobiography. If someone asks for access you don't grant. Can we talk right now? Use the door with hinges line. Not now, yes at 2. If they push, it can't wait. Check for actual urgency. Is there harm if this waits 3 hours? If yes, adjust. If no, hold. Then 2 protects both of us. You're not making them wrong, you're stewarding capacity. 1 more drill to make redirect muscle memory. Before your next meeting, pre-write 3-beat boundaries for the likely asks. Decide now. I get the urgency. I won't decide here. I'll send ARB by 4. Speak more? I'm listening. I'll weigh in after I run numbers. 3 p.m. Stay late. I respect the push. I'm a no tonight. I can do 9 tomorrow. Have them ready. Under pressure, reach for the card, not the cortisol. Redirect isn't cold. It's clean. Acknowledge reality, state the line, offer a path. Time box your attention, anchor the agenda, climb the ladder only as needed, and exit with a door back when you must. You're not dodging intimacy or work. You're designing the channel so both can flow. High-risk arenas. Work, family, romance, group chats. While the protocol works anywhere, some arenas tax your nervous system harder because money, belonging, and intimacy ride on every sentence. Work, family, romance, group chats. Same gears, Regulate, read, relate, redirect, but the calibration dials shift. Let's walk each room and tune the moves. Work first. Meetings are rank theaters disguised as collaboration. You enter regulated, 4:2:6 twice, double sigh, shoulders down, gaze soft. Read the room, whose summary seizes, who scans for approval, whose breath sits high. Relate with a consent check that also buys time. Quick check. Do you want my take now or after I run numbers? If the culture taxes speed as loyalty, they'll push for now. Redirect without heat. I get the urgency. Accuracy needs an hour. I'll send a one-pager by 3. Prosody down a notch. Vowels 5% longer. That's how your body says leadership without a badge. Email tone traps show up as perceived iciness. Preempt with calibrated transparency. One warm line, then substance. I'm glad this is moving. Here's the delta. AMB block Friday. Short sentences, concrete nouns. If someone reads firmness as frost, can you soften this? Decide whether they're policing tone or seeking safety. If safety, add a 5% warmth cue. I'm here to help ship. Don't syrup the message. Ship stays. Help opens the window. Performance reviews concentrate status and attachment maps. Regulate so your prosody carries dignity. Read for breath height and eye pursuit. Are they seeking reassurance or rank? Relate with micro-validations that don't bleed authority. You put in heavy lifts on X. Redirect evaluation drift with agenda anchors. Let's keep it on outcomes. Process earns its own slot. If defensiveness spikes, 3-beat boundary. I hear it's hard to hear. I won't change the rating today. 2 paths. We co-design a plan, or I write one and you edit. You preserved agency without outsourcing clarity. Family next, the original nervous system lab. Holidays are where guilt as bond tries to collect back pay. You regulate at the driveway. Breath stack, posture triangle, blink cadence steady. Read who runs weather, who others look to before sitting, who uses sighs as levers. Relate with preemptive, boundaried warmth. I love being here. I'm not talking politics today. That's love and lane in one breath. If triangulation starts, tell your brother, redirect. I won't mediate. If you want, we can all hop on at 6. If they press with history, you always. Don't litigate the archive. Time box. I've got 10 minutes for this. Pick what's most useful. You're not cold. You're refusing to bleed out. Parentification carries undertow. When a parent recruits you as therapist, acknowledge and boundary with dignity. I hear how lonely that felt. I can sit for 15 minutes right now. After that, I want you to have someone fully there. I'll help find names. Safety, choice, dignity. If they pull the old lever, so you're abandoning me, don't counterpunch. Repeat the line with prosody steady. I'm not. I'm offering time now and help for more. Your nervous system refuses a lifetime appointment. Romance is the closest mirror. Protest behaviors aren't pathology, they're bids. Regulate so you don't mistake urgency for attack. Read the tell, rapid texting, breath high, eyes chasing your micro-reactions. Relate with consent and specificity. Do you want comfort or a plan? If they say comfort, give one sentence. I'm here, I care. If plan, give one step. Dinner Friday, phones down. Redirect tests that cross your boundary. Midnight ultimatums? I won't text fight at night. I'll call at 10. If wow, cold comes back, avoid the courtroom. I'm here tomorrow. Then actually call. Your reliability becomes the metronome the bond borrows. Silent tests show up as delayed replies. Cool tone, side eye after a party. Don't chase the fog. Offer a clean bridge. I felt distance after the event. Do you want to talk tonight or tomorrow? If they stonewall, set a door back. I'll check in at 7. If 7 arrives and they hold the wall, redirect with consequence that protects both. I won't do distance without dialogue. I'll take space tonight and try again Saturday. Care plus boundary keeps love from drowning in unspoken contracts. Group chats are slot machines engineered for arousal. Regulate before opening at night. If you're fried, don't enter the casino. Read for sarcasm stacking and bait disguised as consensus. We all think. Relate with a time anchor. I'll weigh in at 10. Then mute. In the morning, deliver 1 paragraph. Nouns heavy, verbs clear. Goal, constraints, 2 options. I favor B. If someone screenshots and snarks, don't feed the swarm. Redirect with daylight. Loop me in by name if you need more. If pylons continue, exit with a door back. I'm stepping out. I'll post a summary at noon. Then do it. Your cadence trains the room. Edge note. Mixed arenas blur rules. Work friends in a group chat. Family in your Slack. Choose the stricter calibration. Treat it like work. Short utterances, agenda anchors, documented follow-ups. Warmth is a drop, not a flood. Across all 4 arenas, the dials are the same. Lower arousal, raise clarity, shrink sentences, widen dignity. Your quiet is not withdrawal, it's a frame. Calibrate it. And these high-risk rooms stop feeling like ambushes and start feeling like places you can lead without leaking yourself. Field drills. 7-day calibration sprint. Skill sticks when your body gets reps under calm, then pressure. 7 days. 10 minutes a day. Each drill builds the 4 rupees into muscle memory, so you don't need courage every time, you need rhythm. Day 1. Voice and breath drills during low-stakes calls. Pick 2 friendly calls. Before each, do 2 rounds of 4:2:6 and 1 double sigh. On the call, downshift pitch a notch, lengthen vowels 5%, keep first sentences under 8 words. Midway, micro reset, wrist squeeze, exhale, half beat. Then deliver 1 sentence with a time anchor. After, jot 3 things. Your breath height at start, 1 prosody shift you heard, and their blink or pace change. You're training your ear to hear state before content. Day 2, consent openers with 1 friend, log responses. Choose a person who handles honesty. Open with, quick check, do you want my take or just space? If they say space, mark a return. I'll check in at 5. If they want to take, mirror once, add 5% clarity, stop. Your job is not to be wise, it's to be precise. In your notes, record the exact words they used to choose. Over time, you'll spot their default lane and customize pace without leaking yourself. Day 3, meeting time boxing, measure talk ratio shift. In your next meeting, regulate at the door. When discussion sprawls, use, I've got 8 minutes, what's most useful? Then track your own airtime. How many sentences did you speak, average length, and how many anchored scope or time? Your metric is not charisma, it's compression. The aim is fewer, clearer sentences that move work, not more noise that moves cortisol. Day 4, family boundary, 3-beat model, journal body state. Pick a small ask you'd usually absorb. Run the 3 beats, acknowledge, limit, offer. I hear you want me to handle this. I won't today. I can help with A or B tomorrow. Stay with your body afterward for 90 seconds. Where does shame try to land? Throat, chest, gut? Name it in writing and note your breath height. This is exposure therapy for the people-pleaser reflex. The win is not applause. It's staying in your body while holding the line. Day 5, date night validation microdoses. Track protest reduction. Before you meet, regulate. Early in the evening, deliver the 3 names. Emotion, effort, boundary. You've been carrying a lot. I see the work. I'll need to be off at 10. Later, when protest flickers. Are you even here? Offer 1 warmth cue and 1 anchor. I'm here. Phones down for 15? In your notes, record protest frequency and intensity against your microvalidations. You're testing whether small, timely signals reduce tests more than long speeches. They usually do. Day 6, group chat redirect. Hold no explain 24 hours. At night, mute. If bait drops, thoughts. Acknowledge and anchor. I'll weigh in at 10. No extra emojis, no autobiography. Deliver 1 paragraph in the morning. Goal, constraints, 2 options, your pick. If someone tugs, but quick cue. Hold your no explain line for 1 full day. You're teaching the room your cadence and proving to your nervous system that delayed response doesn't equal danger. Day 7, debrief plus refined decision tree. Pull your notes. Where did your breath climb? Where did your vowels clip? Where did consent openers unlock ease? Build a tiny decision tree you can see in your head. High anxious, content present. Escalate warmth. Status play, rank bids. Hold center. Disorganized whiplash or fog. Exit with a door back. Then write 3 canned lines per branch in your own voice. Not quotes, not memes, your sentences. You're stocking your shelf so you reach for structure, not adrenaline. While you run the sprint, add 2 field mini drills each day. Microdrill A, the 10-second anchor. In any hot moment, speak 1 sentence that sets time or scope, then stop. I'll answer by 3. Let's keep it on X. 2 minutes, 1 topic. Silence after. Notice how quickly others recalibrate when a clock appears. Microdrill B, the handshake metric. At your next in-person hello, align breath as you approach. Make eye contact for about 1.5 to 2 seconds. Add a warm nod, firm but soft grip. and release on their micro-relax. If eyes push past 2.5 seconds, soften and glance mouth eye to release pressure. Log 3 reps, whose shoulders dropped, whose blink slowed, whose grip tried to hold. That's data on status comfort. Edge practice, the one-voice rule under triangulation. If someone says, "Others are worried," answer with daylight and a plan. Loop them in, and I'll reply in writing by noon. Then do it. No DMs, no side explanations. One message, names attached. You're starving the fog. Recovery moments matter more than perfect runs. If you over-explain, set a 60-second reset. Stop typing, stand, double sigh, and reissue your line in one sentence. If you freeze and call it calm, repair fast. I went quiet, here's my take. Speed of honest re-entry beats flawless performance. By the end of 7 days, you'll feel a click. Breath stacks trigger automatically when rooms heat. Consent openers roll off your tongue. Boundaries come out clean, not sharp. Most importantly, your quiet stops being a wall and becomes a frame. You aren't auditioning for chaos. You're setting tempo. Anti-fragility rooms will gladly saboteur borrow. Patterns and relapse insurance. Skill sticks, then life tests it. Anti-fragility means your presence doesn't just survive hits. It strengthens because you trained for the hits you keep taking. The saboteurs are predictable. Name them, script them, and build insurance so a bad day doesn't erase a month of work. First saboteur, the people pleaser relapse. It sneaks in as just a little context. Then you're 5 paragraphs deep defending a boundary you already set. Over-explaining isn't kindness. It's arousal disguised as service. Install the 60-second rule. If you catch yourself justifying past one breath, stop, micro-reset, wrist squeeze, exhale, half-beat, and reissue the line in one sentence. I won't decide now. I'll send ARB by 3. If challenged again, don't add autobiography. Repeat the sentence. Change nothing but the timestamp if needed. Second, righteous stoicism. Calm turns into a mask you wear like a medal. You start enjoying being the least moved person in the room. Freeze hides in there. The fix is the 5% warmth add. Before you deliver a hard line, add one human cue. I'm here, or I respect the effort, or a warm nod if words would clutter. Then the boundary. I'm here. I won't commit tonight. 2 options tomorrow. You puncture superiority without leaking your center. Third, doom loops at night. You hold boundaries by day, then rehearse arguments until 2 a.m. That's nervous system residue, not moral failure. Build somatic off-ramps you can run half asleep. Sequence. Stand, plant feet. For :2:6 twice, double sigh. Widen gaze to the far corners of the room. Then one sentence out loud. I'll handle this at 10. If your mind insists on court, write 3 bullets. Goal, constraint, first step. Then close the page. Bodies trust ink more than thoughts. Fourth, social backlash. Hold your frame long enough, and someone will test it in the shadows. Subtweets, side comments, performance review, innuendo. Don't wage war in fog. Keep an evidence journal. Dates, requests, your exact lines, delivered timelines. When needed, move to one-voice comms. 1 email, names visible, nouns heavy, verbs clear. On May 3rd, I declined to decide in meeting and committed to a 3 p.m. ARB, delivered at 2:47 p.m., attached. No adjectives. Projection starves when the facts show up fed. Fifth, capacity drift. You felt strong, so you took on more than your regulation can carry. 2 weeks later, your vowels are clipped and your gaze drills instead of glides. Install hydration, sleep, and movement as non-negotiables, not self-care treats. Liter of water before noon. Walk or mobility for 10 minutes between meetings. Phone down 1 hour before bed. These aren't lifestyle tips. They're how prosody and posture stay honest. Build your recovery kit now, not in the wreckage. Scripts. 3-beat boundaries for your usual asks, written in your voice. Allies. 2 people who know your protocol and mirror it back when you leak. That was a sermon. Give me the 1 sentence. Logs. A simple sheet with columns for breath height, blink cadence observed, your sentence count, and outcomes. Sleep, hydration, movement. Put them on the same page so wins stack. When you relapse, you won't debate identity, you'll run the kit. Here's a micro story. You're 2 weeks clean on boundaries. Monday, a senior corners you. We need your buy-in now. You nail the 3 beats. Tuesday, a subtweet lands. Leaders who hide behind process kill momentum. Your chest rises. The people pleaser grabs the mic. Draft, draft, draft. You catch the clock, 2 minutes into explaining a line that didn't need defense. 60-second rule. Stop. Double sigh. One email to the right person, not the crowd. I'll send the A or B by 3. Accuracy over speed protects us. Attached at 2:41 p.m., Doom Loop tried to book you for the night. You walked out. Edge case, grief states, neurodiversity, trauma anniversaries. Your usual read will wobble because signals shift. Blink cadence changes. I pursuit gets atypical. Prosody flattens for reasons that aren't about you. Swap to lower stimulus presence. Fewer words, softer eyes, longer exhale. Offer explicit choice. Talk now, later, or not at all? Then let their answer set the rhythm. Don't apply status math to grief. They're not playing rank. They're trying to breathe. Another trap. Improvement spikes, then a why bother dip. You held 3 lines, then blew the 4th and feel the old heat. Perfectionism will tell you the streak's broken. Replace it with repair speed as the metric. Text. I over-explained. Here's my one sentence. Or, I went silent. Here's my take. The faster you re-enter with clarity, the less the system learns to bait you. Set relapse alarms in the places you slide. Sticky note on your monitor. Short, steady, specific. Phone lock screen. 4:2:6, double sigh, one sentence. Calendar entries named like actions. One voice reply 3 p.m. Consent opener, ask first. 3-beat boundary, A/L/O. You're turning habits into defaults so willpower isn't the bottleneck. Lastly, protect the gains with signaling rituals you repeat until they feel boring. The handshake metric at every new hello. Align breath on approach. 1.5 to 2 seconds of eye contact. Warm nod, firm but soft grip. Release on their micro-relax. In virtual rooms, camera gaze for a beat and a half. First line under 8 words, prosody down a notch. Boring is good. Boring is reliable. Reliability is what frightened rooms borrow. You're not building a fortress. You're building hinges that don't rust when weather hits. People pleaser spirals, righteous freeze, midnight courts, smear weather, capacity creep. You've met them. Now you have insurance. Rules, drills, allies, logs, and rituals that make your quiet harder to distort. With defense in place, we can finally talk about why this matters. Ethics, dignity, and the kind of power that doesn't need a show. Meaning-making, the ethics of quiet power. 3 weeks from now, you'll walk into a room you used to avoid and feel a different kind of weight. Not pressure, responsibility. That's the pivot from tactics to ethics. You've built the skills. Now ask, what's the right use of this presence? Power without predation is the line. Quiet isn't a trick to win meetings or control partners. It's consent-based leadership, setting tempos others can accept or decline without punishment. Consent shows up as offers, not traps, as choices, not tests. Do you want my take or just space? Is leadership because it returns autonomy and keeps the work moving. You're not extracting submission. You're curating conditions where better decisions and better dignity are likely. Dignity economics sits underneath. Attention isn't free, it's value. You can hoard it, spend it, or steward it. Hoarding looks like withholding to build mystique. Spending looks like pouring yourself out to manage everyone's feelings. Stewardship sits between. You invest attention where outcomes and relationships benefit, and you decline where it feeds addiction. Our reply at 10 isn't aloof, it's fiscal policy for nervous systems. The dividend is trust. Here's where it gets practical. In small systems, teams, families, friend circles, presence scales faster than policy. One person who keeps arousal low, clarity high, and sentences short becomes the low-drama node others route through. That's influence without a show. You're not the loudest, you're the most legible. People borrow legibility when they're tired. They stop playing status roulette because your frame makes gambling less rewarding. But ethics means guarding the shadow side. Quiet power can drift into manipulation if you start using your calm to corner people. Watch for tells. Withholding critical info to keep leverage, timing replies to keep others off balance, labeling dissent as reactive to dismiss it. If you hear yourself thinking, I'll wait until they sweat, you've left stewardship. Come back. Offer daylight, not puzzles. Modeling non-coercive influence starts small. You set timelines and choices, then you honor them. You say no cleanly, and you don't punish after the no. You tolerate the discomfort of others' freedom. A teammate chooses option A when you preferred B. You don't slow walk support to prove your point. You document constraints, show up, and let feedback loops do the teaching. That's what keeps your quiet from becoming control in nicer clothes. Solitude, used well, becomes service. Not Munker's brand. Calibration time. You step out to keep your nervous system steerable, so people don't pay for your unprocessed stuff. You use alone hours to design clearer briefs, kinder scripts, steadier rituals, the boring scaffolds that lower the community's cortisol. Then you re-enter, on time, with something that helps. Solitude isn't escape, it's maintenance for shared air. Legacy lens matters, because rooms change slower than people. You won't flip a company culture, or rewrite a family's nervous system in a quarter. But you can plant a cadence. You can be the person who refuses fog, who documents decisions, who separates care from compliance, who exits with a door back instead of a slam. A year later, someone else will borrow your sentence. 2 options by 3. And not even remember it came from you. That's the point. Now zoom into a micro-story. You're at a dinner where 2 friends spiral into a performative debate. Old you would moderate with charm or retreat into silence flavored like judgment. Quiet power does neither. You regulate, you read, then you offer a frame. I'm hearing 2 values, speed and accuracy. Do you want to find a path that serves both, or keep sparring? They shrug, half-laugh, and switch lanes. You didn't win. You served the room by offering a choice and a route. Ethics also means admitting limits. Some systems feed on any presence, even clean presence. If your no increases smears, if documentation invites punishment, if exits with doorbacks return to traps, quiet power includes walking away, not as a flex, as harm reduction. You don't make your body the filter for a machine that runs on burnout. You take your frame where it can be used, not used up. Hold one paradox steady. Your quiet is personal, and it's not about you. You ground your own body, so others don't have to manage yours. You hold your own lines so others can calibrate to something sturdy. Then you let outcomes be shared, messy, human. Influence, not enforcement. Rhythm, not rule. The longer you practice, the less you'll need to talk about it. Colleagues will breathe easier around you. Partners will argue cleaner with you. Family will test you less because tests stop paying. That's the ethical signature of quiet power. Fewer words, more air, and decisions that respect both competence and consent. The handshake test plus edge cases. Tonight, run the handshake test. Align your breath on approach. Meet their eyes for about 1.5 to 2 seconds. Add a warm nod, then a firm but soft grip. Release on their micro-relax. Don't make them ask. If your eyes hold past 2.5 seconds, you're provoking. Soften with a brief mouth glance, then return. If your grip crushes, you're signaling insecure dominance. If it collapses, you're asking to be carried. Late release is a control bid. Fix it with timing, not apology. If you're seated, mirror the sequence through posture and prosody. Plant feet, angle chest open. Camera gaze for a beat and a half. Pitch down slightly. Vowels 5 to 10% longer. First line under 8 words. Reads to log. Blink rate drop. Shoulder release. Breath lengthening. 10 reps, different contexts. Note who speeds your blink, who slows it, and who tries to hold your hand a fraction too long. That's your status and safety map. Edge cases matter. In grief, neurodiversity, or trauma windows, lower stimulus. Softer eyes, shorter contact, or skip touch entirely. Offer explicit choice. Handshake, nod, or wave. Your goal is consent, not performance. Quiet power is a boundary, not a weapon. It's leadership that other bodies can borrow without debt. If you're done auditioning for chaos, start here tonight. Align breath, meet eyes briefly, nod once, then release on their ease. Subscribe for trauma-forward, clinical breakdowns of spiritual states, with drills you can use in real rooms. Watch next, the attachment detox, ending the validation hangover. Drop your best 3-beat boundary in the comments. Acknowledge, limit, offer, and I'll refine it with you.